People get aggressive about playing the lottery, lining up every day to grab a ticket. People are willing to sit around for hours and gamble on their computers. They get aggressive about going to Vegas, planning a trip, spending money at the slots or by the table. But when it comes to their own abilities, they're passive.
Welcome to Philosopher Insights, the podcast that delivers wisdom in minutes a day that you can put into practice daily and strive to master over a lifetime.
The podcast committed to sharing ideas that encourage you to bridge the gap between who you are today and the person you aspire to be in the future.
Hi, my name is Herb Lamba, and welcome to my podcast where I will share practical insights from the world's best authors.
Knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is. The quest to become the best version of you starts right now.
Hi, and welcome to Philosopher Insights. My name is Herb Lamba. Today, I'm going to discuss You. Ignite your power, your purpose, and your why. The author of this book is Eric Thomas. The book is published in 2022. I want to share a number of my favorite insights from this book, starting with Victor or Victim, Discover Your Superpower, Purpose Requires a Plan, Intangible Value, Be in Miracle Territory, Love Learning, Know Thyself, Make You a Priority, and finishing it off with a closing thought. So let's begin with the introduction. Quote, "If you're holding this book in your hands right now, this book is for you. I wrote it for you. You might think that sounds crazy, that thousands of people are holding this very same book in their hands, reading this very same line, but it's true. I'm speaking directly to you. You is a manual to help you understand your power and your purpose. It's a guide illustrated with many of my own struggles and triumphs to lead you toward your why and bring you closer to fulfilling your potential. This book is for you wherever you are on your journey towards greatness. It's a book with an urgent message to stop waiting for the stars to align, to stop waiting for inspiration to strike, to wake up and take hold of your life. Today, you owe it to yourself to become fully, authentically you, to live your life in the way that only you can live it. I wish that I'd had this kind of blueprint to put me on my path toward greatness. I spent so many years lost. I spent so much time without intention. I spent much too long not pursuing my purpose. Maybe if I'd had this book, I would have seen my gifts and my power for what they were much earlier in my life. Maybe if I'd had the book, I wouldn't have spent so many years feeling like a victim, feeling alone, consumed with what other people thought of me. This is the moment. This is life or death. This is the time to get up and change your life. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about degree or a touchdown or the check at the end of the grind. It's about getting up every day, understanding your power, walking your purpose, knowing what you want, and spending every minute of the rest of your life going after it." End quote. Eric Thomas's You is certainly a wake-up call for those who believe success is for others. His book urges you to stop waiting for inspiration and take control of your life. A message he wishes he had heard as a lost, homeless, and struggling young black man in America. Thomas broke free from a victim mentality, recognized his unique gift of captivating diverse audiences, and now shares how you can rewrite your life script. He is blessed to speak to a wide range of people, from the famous to struggling kids to young men in prison, using his experiences and language skills. I have always been a fan of Eric Thomas, and his message shines in this book. I am excited to share a handful of my favorite insights from this book. So let's begin. Insight number 1, Victim or Victor. Quote, "Victimhood is a mindset. It's an attitude you hold that pushes you to make certain decisions or act a certain way. Victimhood is when the world happens to you. It's when you depend on the world to dictate your life. Victimhood is when you wait for the world to provide you with the tools to move forward. It's when you cede control to someone or something. Here's the thing. When you let the world have the power, you're playing Russian roulette with your life. You don't know where you're going to land because you're not steering the car. But when you begin to take control, you'll find that you have the power to change your outlook and become a victor in your journey." End quote. Victimhood is nothing more than a state of mind that influences your behavior and outlook on life. It's a belief that life happens to you and you have no control over your circumstances. When you hold this mentality, you become passive and rely on external factors to dictate your life. You may wait for the opportunities or help from others to improve your situation, instead of taking the action and creating your own path. This can lead to a feeling of powerlessness and a lack of self-determination. When you adopt the victimhood mentality, you're giving up control of your life to outside forces and surrendering. Taking control of your life means assuming responsibility for your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. It means recognizing that you have the power to shape your own experiences and outcomes instead of feeling like a victim of your own circumstances. When you take control of your life, you adopt an empowered mindset that empowers you to make choices, set goals, and pursue them with determination. You are no longer waiting for external forces to dictate your life, but instead, you're actively seeking opportunities and taking steps toward your desired future. Taking control of your life is about embracing your agency and becoming the architect of your own destiny. Insight number 2. Discover your superpower. Quote, sometimes our gifts reveal themselves over time. Sometimes our gifts are subtle or hidden. So how do you discover your superpower? First, you have to be in touch with yourself. You need to be able to feel your gift, to understand what comes naturally to you, or to see what you're innately attracted to. Finding your superpower is an active choice. It also requires active listening. You have to be ready to pick up on it and listen to it. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody is drawn to something naturally. End quote. For many years, I pondered about my superpower, and similar to Eric Thomas, my passion was for voices. I was captivated by sports announcers and would silently broadcast every sports event in my mind, envisioning myself sounding as smooth as the ones I'd idolized. Despite my love for this, though, I allowed others to convince me to ignore this passion, which I now recognize as my superpower trying to reveal itself to me. My thoughts are often revolved around this, except for my occasional dream of being like the $6 Million Man, a mere superhero fantasy, not a true superpower. I've not lost hope, though. I'm trying now to tap into that superpower in other ways, making my voice heard in an effort to impact lives. Quote, how do you know what your superpower is if you don't try to use it? Your power cannot be discovered or tapped into or channeled if you don't try. And sometimes you have to try again. Like any superpower, it has to be trained and honed and practiced in order for it to be useful. End quote. To master any skill, including your superpower, requires consistent practice. Your superpower may be latent within you, but it will only grow and sharpen as you continually hone it through repetition and improvement. It would be such a tragedy for anyone, including you, to not unleash their full potential before the end of their life journey. Insight number 3. Purpose requires a plan. Quote, purpose is nothing without structure and standards. You could discover your superpower and have a why, but if you don't impose structure or standards in your life, your purpose is without a path. Power does not become purpose without a schedule and a plan. Even if you aren't clear on what the end goal is, I promise you, I didn't think I was headed toward becoming a famous motivational speaker. You have to honor your purpose by giving it boundaries. You have to practice it. You have to organize your time around it. You have to nurture and study it. You have to get to know how to move through your purpose with intention. End quote. Being deliberate with how you spend your time is crucial after you have a clear understanding of your life's purpose because it enables you to direct your energy and resources towards your objective. This entails choosing carefully which obligations and responsibilities to accept, as well as which ones to avoid or delegate to others. Being attentive with your time can also assist you in recognizing and removing distractions and pointless activities, allowing you to use your time more wisely and move closer to realizing your purpose. Once you have an inkling about the direction you want to take your life, don't waste your number one asset, time. Insight number 4, intangible value. Quote, putting yourself in a miracle territory is when you actively use your gifts and in doing so create new possibilities for yourself. Miracle territory is the place where you find possibilities opening up and the world ready to receive your purpose. Actively using your gifts is walking in your purpose. And using your gift doesn't always mean you will benefit financially or that you should expect something in return. When you wake up every day walking in your purpose, rather than looking for a paycheck, you're creating intangible value. Intangible value is what underpins and gives shape to your tangible value. Intangible value has the ability to attract miracles. End quote. Using your God-given gifts is important, even if you're not making money from them, because it brings fulfillment and a sense of purpose to life. It allows you to use your talents, skills, and passions in a meaningful way, making a positive impact on yourself and others. In the midst of toiling at a job that fails to stir your soul, it is imperative that you seek to infuse your gifts into your day. Do not resign yourself to a life devoid of purpose, for your gifts are a unique expression of your being, and to squander them is to stifle your very essence. Quote, think about this. People get aggressive about playing the lottery, lining up every day to grab a ticket. People are willing to sit around for hours and gamble on their computers. They get aggressive about going to Vegas, planning a trip, spending money at the slots or by the tables. But when it comes to their own abilities, they're passive. Instead of using their earnings to invest in their education or learn more about their gifts, they take a back seat and expect things to come to them. End quote. People are willing to take risks and invest time and resources in activities with low chances of success, such as gambling, but are not willing to do the same for their own abilities and potential. When it comes to their own skills and abilities, they tend to be passive and not take initiative to improve or invest in their own development. They expect success to come to them without putting in effort to learn and grow. Are you aware of your gift? If so, what steps have you taken today to cultivate and improve it? Insight number 5, be in miracle territory. Quote, so how do you put yourself in a miracle territory? First of all, miracles will come to you when you're being the most you. If you've identified your superpower and are walking along your path of purpose, it means that you're on your way to discovering and honoring your innermost you. When you act like somebody else, not only are you betraying yourself, you are signaling to the world that you are not comfortable in your own skin. People can feel this, whether they're conscious of it or not, and will respond to it in kind. But when you're being the most authentic version of yourself, opportunities are suited to you and your gifts will begin to come to you. End quote. When you're true to yourself, you're more likely to be engaged in activities and relationships that align with your values and bring you joy. Being authentic also allows you to be more confident and genuine, improving your ability to connect with others and build stronger relationships. It helps you avoid the stress and anxiety that can come from trying to be someone you're not, and instead allows you to live life with more ease and purpose. I am reminded of this great quote. Quote, you are born unique, but if you're not careful, you will die a copy. End quote. In a world where sameness is far too often the norm, it is imperative that we embrace our uniqueness and allow our true selves to shine. Insight number 6, love learning. Quote, when you have knowledge, you have currency. There is an ATM in your head, and it can take you anywhere you want to go. I read every self-help and personal development book I could get my hands on. I was in Barnes & Noble on the reg, hitting the library, reading a book a week. When I fell in love with learning, I began to embrace education. When I started to seek knowledge beyond what the institution required of me, I fell in love. I fell in love with learning, and I fell in love with myself. Learning isn't about some ideology or some concept housed in books on a shelf. Learning is a tool for discovery about the world. Learning is a tool for discovery of yourself. When you embrace education, you begin to see opportunities that were seemingly not there before. End quote. I have discovered through my personal journey that reading books is a powerful way to acquire knowledge, expand your worldview, and grow as a person. I love being exposed to new ideas and perspectives, challenging my current assumptions and beliefs, and improving my critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Reading helps develop empathy by allowing you to understand the experiences of others and learn from their journeys. By committing to reading a book a week, you'll be making a significant investment in your personal and professional development. The knowledge and skills you gain from reading can set you apart in your career, improve your relationships, and lead to greater opportunities for growth and success in the future. Insight number 7, know thyself. Quote, everything comes from knowing yourself. When you know yourself, you know what you want. When you know yourself, you know what you're working toward. When you know yourself, you know exactly where you're going and what you need to do to get there. Your value is your identity. It's difficult to be in control of your life or to live the life of your dreams if you don't have an identity. It's easy to get wrapped up in someone else's identity and mission. The people who have identities and values are going to bully you into doing what they value. In reality, you have to have your own values, your own principles, your own non-negotiables. You owe it to yourself to create your own blueprint. End quote. When you lack that self-awareness, you can easily get caught up in fulfilling obligations and lose sight of your own desire. This can result in a situation where you are living for others rather than yourself, sacrificing your own happiness for the sake of pleasing other people. Unfortunately, some people become so consumed with what others think that they fail to realize they have given up control of their own lives. In such cases, the individual lacks a clear understanding of their own identity and instead is looking to others for guidance on how to live their life. To avoid it, it is important to cultivate self-knowledge and maintain a strong sense of self. Insight number 8. Make you a priority. Quote, "My dream isn't anybody else's. My dream is my own, and I owe it to myself to pursue it. If I don't pursue it, nobody will. There are only 24 hours in a day, only 365 days in a year. You don't know how many years you get on this earth. You must live in a way that makes the most of your time here. You owe it to you. You owe it to you to put yourself first. When you take care of yourself, take the time to see yourself, and get comfortable with being you, only then can you start to take care of other people, see other people, and be comfortable with other people. You can give back when you've given yourself the time to develop and become the focused, centered, actualized person you want to be." End quote. I am reminded of the analogy of the airplane oxygen mask, which serves as a reminder that we must prioritize our own well-being before we can effectively help others. This concept applies to life as well. We must take care of ourselves before we can effectively serve others. Self-care and self-understanding are crucial components in positioning ourselves to be of service to other people. Only by taking the time to understand and attend to our own needs can we be truly effective in helping and serving other people. This is why it's so important to make self-care and self-reflection a priority in your life. Insight number 9, closing thought. Quote, "If you want to have a legacy, you need to be the standard bearer of your generation. You need to set the standard that will help to further the next generation. Now is the time to begin building your legacy. Now is the time to take control. Now is the time to do the work. Now is the time to dream of what greatness lies ahead. But not only dream, to become your dream, to become great. The time has come to take hold of your life. The time has come to step into yourself, to begin living life the way that only you can live it. The time has come to become you. The time has come to put this book down. The time has come to go write the book of you." End quote. Now that is a powerful call to action for anyone looking to make a lasting impact and leave a legacy. Eric Thomas urges you to start setting the standard for future generations and taking control of one's own life in order to do so. The message is clear. Now is the time to take hold of your life and step into your true self, to live life your own unique way and make a difference. The idea of becoming one's own dream and writing the book of you is a powerful metaphor for the journey of self-discovery and self-expression. That concludes the insights I wanted to share from You, Eric Thomas's inspiring new book that gives you an in-depth look at what made Eric who he is today. After reading the book, it becomes evident why he has achieved such great heights. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I look forward to connecting again soon. Until then, take care. You've been listening to Philosopher Insights with your host, Herb Lamba. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To go deeper with me, you can register for free at www.philosopherinsights.com for instant access to a growing library of Philosopher Insights, which are 8 to 10-page PDFs, plus 20-minute MP3s that break down my favorite insights from the world's best personal development books. To catch all the latest from me, you can follow me on Facebook at Optimal Herb. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.